Hello, and welcome to the Salesforce Center podcast by MassMailer, where we connect with Salesforce experts, customers, and innovators to talk about smarter, more effective email communication within Salesforce. I'm your host, 𝗟𝗓𝗧𝗦𝗍𝗂, co-founder of MassMailer. In this episode, I'll be joined by 𝗟𝗘𝗧𝗦𝗍𝗂 from OCP Capital, a financial services organization. George will outline their journey with MassMailer for Salesforce and the ways it has strengthened their approach to client communication. Let us dive right in.
My name is George Rudman, and I work at OCP Capital LLC. We are a placement agent that is regulated by FINRA and also monitored by the SEC. So what we do are private placements. Our clients are investment funds, primarily, I would say, hedge fund strategies, kind of more unique, non-mutual fund types of strategies. They have venture capital, private equity, as well as hedge fund strategies. And our clients, our customers, right, the people we also are in touch with are institutions, institutional investors. So we do not deal in retail. We don't deal with individuals. We just deal with institutions, which are professionally managed family offices, foundations, endowment, basically what you would call sophisticated, highly sophisticated money, right? Mm-hmm. So our clients have products, and then they basically ask us to provide them with introductions to our network, because a lot of these networks are based on years of relationships. Even though networks can change from job, it's a really hard business, right? Because everyone reaching out with their own investment product. And so the question is that what's the best way that you could reach make the introductions, right, of your relationships to the clients? And MassMailer is one of the kind of quivers that we have in our arsenal that help us do that.
Oh, perfect. So are you kind of providing some sort of marketing services to these investing firms? Is that what you do?
Yes, exactly. Outsource marketing, making introductions, getting people in our network interested in the client and wanting to have a meeting or a call with them. Correct.
Okay, perfect. And before getting MassMailer, right, what were you actually using? And what does the need to even use a tool like this?
So, what you did before, there were some other kinds of basically group email type of services that you would do. And I think it was traditionally it was in Outlook that you could send a group email. Right. And I think that there was a predecessor service before we got MassMailer that we were using, but it was, sending out, large group emails.
Oh, okay. So traditional tools such as Outlook and those kind of email services that you're using. Okay, perfect. And when it comes to how these client interactions and everything, is it more like a one-on-one type of an email that you do for nurturing and making introductions to your clients?
Well, yeah, what we'll do is, we have a predetermined list of people we want to reach out to that we believe would have an interest in this specific type of strategy. And so then with MassMailer, we're able to create a template. Yeah. And then the key thing, obviously, we could do with MassMailer is to be able to track, people who clicked or opened or people who said, don't send this to me. So, that's why we picked MassMailer, right? Because we want to have the ability to basically the same thing as you could do in Outlook, send out a group email. But what you have is that it's all connected into responses. So we're able to get feedback, and people who want to be unsubscribed, they're unsubscribed. People who, clicked open, who have various levels of interactions, you're able to, call and follow up with them. So that's definitely a tool. Because the key thing is that number one, you don't want to keep sending someone information on a strategy or manager that they're not interested in. And number two is, people that, clicked or opened, those are people that you maybe want to follow up with a call, because, a lot of the businesses is, you just have to kind of it's not pestering. You just got to keep calling people to remind them, because a lot of people forget what's in their inbox.
Okay. So is this being used by your core team, that's managing the core business areas such as the marketing, as you mentioned? So who actually uses this tool in your company?
Oh yeah, well obviously this is the one of the main tools, or in addition to Salesforce, right? This is like our black book, right? Our contact, so that we're able to the history of people and the various MassMailers that they had received, and then we're able to track in Salesforce other concepts such as meetings. So it's basically the MassMailer is part of the whole kind of system that we have, and we've modified it for our own use. And basically, that is exactly what we're using it for.
Okay. And you're able to look at the metrics and figure out who contacted, who clicked, and then is that how you like track the metrics, or somebody actually would respond? That's a metric for you. What is the right metrics?
Well, the main metrics is obviously a click, open, or respond. Those are the main ones. Well, then obviously, you also, and the interesting feature is, right, is that you do get kind of bounce backs. You do get other metrics. There's a lot of them, but, the main thing that you want to be able to ensure that you're looking at is obviously people who have clicked open or responded, but then you also have people who maybe have changed jobs. And so the question is, how do you flag that, right? That could usually be a dropped. I mean, if someone leaves a company, their email is shut off. And so then that is one, flag for you to be like, hey, this person, left companies, and we also have attached their LinkedIn profile. So then you could confirm and see that someone had left the company, right? Or make a call to ask if they had left. So yeah, it is also for, kind of people changing jobs. That's a very important element.
Okay. But your relationships are still going to be there. You just have to, change the email address based on the way they are and still continue working with them.
Yeah, so MassMailer is, a great supplemental tool helping with lead generation, but, also combined with the primary task of physically calling up, which is always, always the most important thing as well, right? Because again, it's people are getting bombarded with a lot of requests, and you need to kind of also have you have to call up, right? That's really important, because then that's how you're able to get an interest, right? Which is MassMailer, is you kind of do general marketing focused, and then you need to do a lot of follow-ups to be able to translate it into a solid lead or an investment.
Okay. And if you were to talk about return on investment, like, how this tool is actually helping you with respect to the returns, if you compare the effort that you put in and, the relationships that you're nurturing and the outcomes for your clients, how do you kind of
well, yeah, look, no. I mean, MassMailer is, we're still using it because it's helping us to generate leads and to help with the closing, because that's the whole campaign, right? Is one project that you're working on, one client. It's a campaign, and this is one of the primary basic building blocks of what we do when we reach out and to generate a lead that hopefully will turn into an investment. So yeah, it's definitely primary. It's not something that you can really turn on and off, because you always have to do it.
Okay, got it. Okay, and so what is that one thing that you really like in the product, and what is one thing that you think you want to see that is like an improvement, or anything that you think, hey, a feedback given to us?
It's like everything else, right? It's like Salesforce, right? It's not like your Outlook card. There's a lot of things that you need to do. You could make a template. I mean, there's the reason that there is all of this functionality is because a lot of people need functionality. Now, it's really hard to make MassMailer to be customized for every individual. I mean, maybe you can have different levels, but it's not user friendly. You need to have some knowledge around making templates, right? So it does take some, but it's there that it's necessary, right? Because there's all these inputs that it allows you to use. So it can't be just a one-shot thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there's a learning curve for anyone. If you need to bring in someone, they have to kind of learn the tool, and it does take time. It's not that somebody can just, it's not very easy for somebody to just come in and send an email. There's a little bit of a learning for
100%. Yes. Okay, there's a learning, definitely learning curve. This is not something where you could just, it doesn't take you 5 minutes.
Okay, I got you. More like a CRM tool like Salesforce CRM, there's a learning curve, similar experience that you said. Okay, got it.
Correct.
Okay. And would you recommend this tool to other companies who are in the same industry or same domain like yours?
Yeah, I can't see why anyone else would not use it. 100% right. I definitely agree. It is. I don't know what other kind of CRM system that people could use, but I think that this one is. I think MassMailer is. Yeah, it's great. Now, obviously, we have to see what kind of AI tools are available, which definitely could help automate some things. But yeah, MassMailer, I definitely would recommend it. It definitely helped our business, and it's a core basis for us.
Perfect. Yeah. So we are looking into AI aspect. We may not want to reinvent anything new. So kind of waiting what Salesforce would come up with when it comes to AI that can be exposed to partners and take a bit of it. Most likely it would be what I heard from our customers. They would like to see a personalized sending, meaning you want to see when people are opening an email and try to send it, during that time. That's one feedback what I got. And perhaps when it comes to the content itself, like when you're kind of creating drafting your email, maybe some sort of a suggestion there from an AI bot could be useful. That's what I heard from other clients as well. We are kind of waiting to see what makes the real sense. That way it can be applied to a couple of places where we can really think that can make a difference when it comes to optimizing and drafting emails and whatnot.
Well, like you said, look, anything that obviously is going to come from Salesforce, right? And the issue, with a lot of this stuff, right, is that a lot of the data is manually inputted, right? So, and you're not, Salesforce isn't really connected with LinkedIn because I think that their API is for them. So the whole question is how can you, scrape? The whole question is that, a contact that's in the database, how do you confirm that it's right, that the numbers are correct there? That the email's correct, right? Those are really important things that I'm trying to see how AI can help, because then once you have the proper contact information for people, then you'll get a higher kind of a hit rate.
Sure. No, absolutely. Yeah, anything that can really help with the response rate ultimately, right?
Exactly.
Those are the real metrics. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good feedback. And yeah, thank you so much for that. All right. Any final words? Anything else that you would like to share?
No, great. It's been great working with you. Again, it's not like, like just press a button, but we're very happy. We've it's helping us, with our primary focus, which is, direct marketing, making calls, right? Because marketing without call making is not marketing, right? It's just waiting for someone to call.
Sure. Wonderful. Yeah, once again, thank you so much, George, for your time today. This is very, very valuable for our clients and audience. Appreciate it.
No problem. If you need anything, you know where to reach me.
All right. Thank you, George. Take care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good day.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Salesforce Ender podcast by MassMailer. We truly appreciate your time and interest. If you would like to learn more about how MassMailer can help you simplify and supercharge your email outreach in Salesforce, visit us at massmailer.io or give us a call at 1-800-297-0991 or send us an email at hello@massmailer.io. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm 𝗟𝗲𝗍𝗂𝗧, and we'll meet you again in the next episode of the Salesforce Center. Take care.